television, got supervision, no decision for you. Media blitz, media hits you.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to the first episode of The Kills, our kill count series here on Media Blitz. And to kick it off, we thought we'd start with John Carpenter's classic 1978 film, Halloween, The Night He Came Home. But first, if you're already subscribed to @MediaBlitz727, thank you so much for your support on this tiny little channel. And if you're not, go ahead and hit that button right down below.
And ring that bell to stay notified of all our future content. And if you're on your mobile phone, don't forget to hit that notification button and hit all to stay notified of every notification that's coming up. And onto the video.
Alright, now let's take a look at The Kills from Halloween, The Night He Came Home.
Before that, let's first talk about the title. For most of you guys who aren't aware, that is the official title.
That's right, if you go to the official website for the Halloween films, that is the official title that is listed, and I think they might have done this new subtitle for the film just to make way for the new Halloween 2018 film to just be referred to as Halloween. That's it.
That makes sense.
And everyone calls it Halloween 2018. I think they just want to refer to it as
Halloween. But either way, that's what we're calling it.
Exactly. Now this 1978 film is an absolute classic, filled with iconic scenes, imagery, music, and that's just to name a few things.
And the film is also filled with iconic actors, including Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasence, may he rest in peace. We also have Nick Castle portraying the shape of Michael Myers.
Well, sometime. Maybe we might get to that. It's also backed with legends in the film industry. Not only John Carpenter himself, but Deborah Hill, rest in peace, Dean Cundey, and Tommy Lee Wallace. And everything about this film is absolutely iconic, like I said. From Michael's mask to the music, hell, even the fonts and the cover of the movie.
Oh yeah! Like if you guys haven't ever noticed, Jeff actually pointed it out to me, but if you look closely at the hand on the cover, you can actually see it. A creepy face leading it away from the pumpkin, leading more iconic imagery to the legendary horror film.
And speaking of iconic imagery, the film opens right up to that classic score composed by John Carpenter himself in just a few days, with that bold orange font against a plain black background.
And it creepily zooms into that jack-o'-lantern so many of them have recreated.
And the film opens to 1963 to 6-year-old Michael Myers stalking his older sister Judith. And her 1-minute man date, after creeping outside for just a little bit, he sneaks around to the back door through the house and upstairs through his sister's room. She's hanging out commando style, brushing her hair for some reason. Michael comes in for a little Halloween stabby, giving us kill number 1, Judith Myers.
He heads back outside where his dumbass parents are just pulling up, and I seeing their kid standing there with the knife, and they're just like, Michael? And they do nothing.
Which is cool, I guess, because like, who cares what they even say at that point? Their silence leads us into this great music cue.
And it cuts to Smithboro Sanitarium on October 30th, 1978, 15 years later, where Dr. Loomis, played by Donald Pleasence, and nurse Marion Crane, played by Nancy Stephens, are there to transport Michael for a court date.
Where they find Michael has somehow broken out.
He attacks Marion, resulting in him stealing the car they were driving and gets away.
Now, this is a scene that's shown later on in the film, but it technically takes place sometime around after he broke out, giving us kill number 2, the mechanic he got the jumpsuit from.
We next open to the following morning on Haddonfield, October 31st.
Michael went back to his house where he was sleeping and was rudely woken up by a couple of loud-ass kids, Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and Tommy Lee Wallace, played by Brian Andrews, and swears this weird revenge against them.
We'll talk about Tommy in another video. Michael stalks Laurie and Tommy around school plotting his vengeance, which is very, very creepy.
A little later on their way home, Laurie has to...
Shit.
No. She leaves her books at school, which entices her to go back.
Oh, right. Looking back in the direction they just came, Laurie questions if she should go get them. She sees this car creeping around the corner and drives by.
And after some sick driving skills by Michael, and he yells,
Hey jerk, speed kills!
Pissing Michael off, causing him to stop, and that's just when he's just like, yep, you just made the list. You just made the list.
He then decides to park the car to get off and mess with them just a bit.
God, can you take a joke?
That's when we get that badass shot of Michael behind that hedge when Laurie sees him.
And later on, when she gets home and she's looking out her window, she sees Michael in the backyard staring at her window.
And right in front of her, he vanishes completely.
Annie later picks up Laurie when they
Just have time.
At the same time, we catch up with Loomis, who for some reason goes to the cemetery to check on Judith's graves. Like, what the hell was young Michael even talking about when he was talking?
And what did you think Michael stopped talking altogether? Let us know down in the comments below.
But I guess Loomis was onto something. Discovering her tombstone was actually missing, giving me and Bobby one of our most favorite clips ever.
She came home.
And as Cheech and Chong drive around for a little bit, they pass the hardware store where Annie's dad, Sheriff Brackett, is there, and apparently Michael was too.
And with this timeline, does it even really make sense?
Right? Like, if we saw Michael at Laurie's school during school hours, which was a while ago, why is the alarm still going off and cops are barely checking it out? This is at least a few hours after that.
Weird, but this is a small town. Doesn't take things like this too seriously.
No. No.
Well, now all they took was some Halloween mask, rope, and a couple of knives. Who do you think it was?
Yeah, you know, so no big deal.
I guess. And the scene is pretty iconic to the production side of the film. This is an old part of Pasadena where if you start at, you can see some great filming locations. Starting with this one, and if you're standing where Loomis is, the actual Myers house would be just to the right of you. And if you go up the street just a bit, that's where the house originally was located. And that's where they shot the film.
That's right, and if you go around the corner in the alley, it's the same one they used in Halloween 2, the 1981 follow-up film.
That's right. Not the Rob Zombie one, the follow-up.
Yeah.
And if you go the opposite direction to the left, you can see Laurie's house. Now, this scene is great though. The timing of Loomis and Michael is just impeccable, with Loomis turning his head just in time to miss Michael driving a stolen car.
The girls drive around for a bit more, and then they make it to Tommy and Lindsay's house, which are just across the street from each other, and actually filmed in Hollywood. We actually got to go see it. It was actually awesome.
That's right. Here's a clip right here.
Famous Hollywood Halloween filming location. I hope I said that right.
Yeah.
Tommy Doyle's house, and right behind us, Lindsay Wallace's house.
It's finally nighttime, and it's really time for Michael to trick or treat.
Loomis and Brackett head to Michael's old house thinking he'll be there, and, well, he was there earlier.
He was. Now, we here at Media Blitz do not condone cruelty to animals, but felt it necessary to include this in the kill count just to showcase the evil nature that is Michael Myers.
And coming in at kill number 3, a dog that Michael killed and ate.
He got hungry. They go upstairs where we get one of the best scenes of the franchise, with Loomis explaining the void and empathy and pure evil that inhabits Michael Myers.
We later cut to Lindsay's house where Annie is watching her, and Tommy sees Michael's silhouette outside watching. Kind of creepy.
The family dog Lester also knows something is outside and goes to investigate, and coming in at kill number 4, Michael takes out Lester.
Oh, the dog. Killing the dog. You know, I'm a dog lover. I hated that. But I think what we had to do was to find a way to show that the shape was really evil and deadly.
With the silence of Lester and not knowing what's luring outside, she goes on with her night.
Annie eventually plans to pick up Paul to have a freak sex party with Linda and Bob.
She walks Lindsay to the Tommy's with Laurie and goes to pick up Paul.
She goes into the fogged up car, and before she knows it, Michael pops up giving us kill number 5. But if you don't count the dogs, kill number 3, Annie Brackett.
And this is a great scene. The tight camera, the music, it all just works all together.
And just love the face Nancy Loomis gives us right here. And the blaring car horn just makes the scene very unnerving. And in a scene that terrified me as a kid, seriously, I had nightmares of this scene, Tommy sees the shape carrying Annie's lifeless body into the front door.
That would give me nightmares. Linda and Bob show up and mess around for a bit before Bob goes downstairs to
Go get me a beer.
And as he's down there, he hears a noise thinking it's one of the others playing a trick on him, opens up a pantry to find that masked weirdo, Michael Myers.
giving us kill number 6, pinning Bob to the wall with a knife.
Giving us that iconic head tail as Michael admires his sick Halloween decorations.
Michael goes upstairs in that amazingly haunting ghost costume using Bob's glasses. Linda, thinking it's Bob, tries to tease him a bit after creepily getting nothing from him, decides to call Laurie to see where Paul and Annie, where are they at?
As she's on the phone with Lori, Michael stalks behind her and strangles her as Lori listens on the other end, giving us kill number 7, Linda.
As in calling for Linda to stop messing around, Michael picks up the receiver, just listening and breathing.
Creeped out, Lori hangs up the phone and goes to the window to check out the house and sees the living room light go on and off.
She goes to call back and with no answer decides to go across the street to check things out.
She goes into the kitchen door, finding no one, goes upstairs and into the only room with the light on, finding Annie's lifeless body lying on the bed with the gravestone of Judith Myers and a jack-o'-lantern on the nightstand.
Scared this is no joke, she backs into a wall where Bob swings from a closet, scaring her into another wall where Linda's body is revealed in a linen closet.
At this point, she runs into the hallway where Michael is slowly revealed by some great lighting to be hiding right beside her in the darkness.
He pops out, trying to stab her, but only cuts her arm, sending Lori over the rail down the stairs.
With Michael right behind her, she tries to escape the house, trying to flee through the kitchen door she just came from, which Michael somehow tied up. She smashes through the glass, getting out.
She makes her way back to Tommy, with him taking his sweet-ass time walking down the stairs.
And after a few horrifying chases and battles with Michael, he's shot off the balcony by none other than his own therapist, giving us kill number...
Nope, not exactly. Michael is gone and nowhere in sight at this point.
Ending the film with a great montage of an empty house and neighborhood, ending on Michael's home, letting the audience, us, use our imagination as to what might have happened to Michael and where he could be.
Halloween 2, the direct sequel to this film from 1981, says he just got up, escaped, and the night continued on.
But if you're watching the 3 new films of the franchise, including Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends, all directed by David Gordon Green, they say Michael was arrested and locked away for 40 years until he escaped again.
Either way, that's where the film ends, and that's all the kills in this movie.
That's right, and if you're not already subscribed to @MediaBlitz727, hit that button right down below. And if you are, thank you, appreciate that.
Thank you guys. And ring that bell to stay notified and up to date on all of our latest content. And remember guys, if you're on your phone, remember to hit that notification bell and hit all to stay notified of all of our future content.
And let us know down in the comment section below what you thought of our first episode of The Kills, and let us know what movie you want to see next. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Decide to play